Hello, Luigi Tramontana here from Craft Animations, showing you the super camera rig. Now this is a very simple camera rig to build, so even though it's not, I'm not showing this in Maya or any other of the software that you use, the principle is identical. So what we do here is that we have in this scene, if you have a look at this constellation here, different cameras, and all of these have turbo tutorial. So if you're not familiar with the tools per se, you have to watch the turbo tutorial for each and every one of these to understand what they do in the scene. But the whole point in this scene, the super camera rig here, is to show that everything is hierarchically ordered as a child pair in a child-parent structure, and they work together. So what you do here is first you have a suspension here. The suspension is really good for many things, and one of them are for example, if you want to film in between two objects. In this particular demo I won't show that, but for example, if you have a car chase, you would add the upper hold to one car and the lower hold to the other car, and then it would sort of bend, and then you have the target of the look at cam here in the very center of this spring mesh here, and this one will keep that target in between those two cars all the time. I mean, that's like a position constraint with 50% of both cars, so nothing special about it. It's just a very quick and fast constraint to use. Okay, so what else do we have here? Well, we have many cameras, and how are they ordered when it comes to the scene graph here? So, well, as you see here, what we have is the look at cam at the bottom here, and then as a child here is an observer cam, which is this one here. And then we continue down, and all of these cameras here are hierarchically arranged now. And the last level here, we have the zoom and focus cam here, and then we don't have where is the zoom and focus we have there, and the autofocus cam, is that one hidden perhaps? I don't know. Right, here it is. Okay, so that's that. And the thing here is that these two are on the same level, of course, because they add zooming to the rig. So you can't have auto zoom and zoom and focus because you need to get the zoom from somewhere. And here we have the humanizer cam to add some shakes, and here we have the motion filter cam to make everything human, organic, and then we have the observer cam if you want to deviate extra from where the look at cam looks at. And this rig here is quite good actually, because it gives you a sort of basic rig to merge into other scenes wherever you want, any kind of rig actually, and you just change the parameters for them later on. Now, as you see here, we have the look at target, and then we have the auto zoom target as a child of the look at target. So everything is just arranged here, and the lower and upper hole here, and this, they're attached to the spring as I explained. Now, if we just hit record here, we will see what happens. And just so that you can build this rig, let's just open up these different cameras here. Now, the observer cam has these attributes right there for those who want to build this rig themselves, like that. Let's actually drag this one down so you can see it even more, like that. Okay, so that's the whole rig here. And then we go to the motion filter cam, and it looks like this. Now, the motion filter cam, you always choose from a setting here. If you're a driver, if you have a drive-by situation, if you have a rig on the car, that's, I mean, you choose the setting for that here, presets. And then you have the humanizer cam, like that. And then you have the auto zoom cam, which doesn't have any parameters. These are not used in this case because we don't use an input. And then we have the zoom and focus cam like this, and it's integrated zoom here, which is chosen by default. So those are the parameters if you would like to copy them. And I'll just hit record here and see what happens. Now in this scene we have animated this target mesh here so that it runs through these, and what you see here are the cameras in action. Now the first thing that happened here, if I just hit stop zoom right there, what the shaking here is of course made by the humanizer cam. And as you see here, we have one of the cameras that is really zoomed in, and that's the auto zoom cam. The other cameras needs an input device. So if we go into the zoom and focus cam here and check out, it's bound to the Logitech Dual Action, the left thumbstick here. So if I just pull that one, you see that I'm starting to zoom here. As soon as I'm backing up and I release it, and it stays there. And I'll hit stop here because all the other interesting stuff are happening here at the very beginning. So the first thing you see here is the motion filter cam in action, because I mean otherwise the look at cam bang immediately starts looking at its target because it's just immediate. Now the rest of the cameras here are organically delayed due to the motion filter cam here, and if I hit record here, you will see that they start to swing into the same direction as the motion filter cam, as the look at cam is looking. Now the look at cam is just as explained in the turbo tutorial, is simply a ordinary targeted cam, but it's a targeted cam that Craft Animations provides so that you can build rigs and export them to other systems as your favorite rigs. And if we just continue here, we see that it settles down, and then we see that the auto zoom cam starts to zoom, because as you remember, it had its these auto zoom cam target was at the same position as the target mesh of the look at cam here. As you see, that's the target mesh of the look at cam, and underneath that as a child was the target mesh of the auto zoom cam. So if we see here, it starts to zoom here, zoom, as well as putting the target distance correctly. So if we jump into either this camera or this camera, then we are at the top or at the bottom actually of the hierarchy. So that means that it follows everything that has been made up to then. So if we just jump into the auto zoom cam, say auto zoom cam like that, and we hit record here, play, and we have the organic smoothing of it, and it's automatically zooming in on that, then keeping the size equal like that. And we see also that we have the humanizer cam, the shakes here, deviation, and I can also, due to the observer cam here, I can do some with my right thumbstick. I can actually deviate from this path here and even record. Okay, record here. So we follow, and I grab my joystick here, and if I push the right thumbstick, I can actually deviate from this path with the observer cam, as you see here. I'm deviating from this path here, so which can yield very good results to the humanistic fail here. And what else do we have here? Well, we could jump into the zoom and focus cam instead, like so, and then we zoom in real time, and that's also made with the, I think it's the two buttons here. Okay, that's the one, the left thumbstick, like so, and we can zoom in extremely much here if we want to. Oh, that's a little bit too much, yeah, like that. So I'm zooming out here and like that. And that's it with this one. Okay, thank you very much for listening. Bye bye.